Hi everyone, this is Connie from Connie's Nails and Creative Creations. Today I am taking part in a challenge called Sticky Tuesday. The hosts are Deco Easy and Kiki DIYs. I hope you guys enjoy this. Now this is a heart that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just tearing it the ribbon off of the back, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. I am going to grab some sandpaper and I'm going to sand off that lovely Dollar Tree glitter. I like glitter, but not like that. So I'm just going to sand that off really fast and get that fairly smooth. I'm not going to be painting it, so I'm not worried about being able to see it, because you won't be able to see it at all. And only two pieces actually have any glitter on it. And now I'm using my little ladybug vacuum. I love that thing. Down in the description box I'll have a link to my link tree, and all of my links are there. Now I grabbed this scrapbooking paper and 4 different designs, and I'm just tracing around those and cutting those out until I have those all done. Now also down in my description box you'll find a link for Domestic Diva and Kiki's DIY, their channels, as well as the playlist. So once I get these all cut out, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my glue stick and I'm just going to glue it on. It turns out just fine. The glue stick that I have is extremely sticky and it bonds really, really well. So I'm going to let you watch me do this and I'll be right back. Okay, now I've got my Mod Podge, and I'm going to go over the tops of all 4 pieces, and a couple of the corners wasn't quite glued down well enough, so I put some there. Now I am turning it over, and I got 2 pieces of jute, and I'm just running it down the heart, and I'm going to be putting a little piece of felt over each piece that goes over so that it's a really good adhesion. And now I'm just using a little bit of jute and I'm tying it on there so that it can hang up. Okay, for my next project, this is another heart that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just taking the hanger out, and what I'm going to be doing is using my chalk paint that I made, and I'm going to paint over this heart. And I think it took 2 coats to get it completely covered in the white. And then I'm going to grab some red acrylic paint, and I'm covering that side piece with the red. Now I end up having to put 2 coats on that piece just because red is just a hard color to get a really opaque, thick coat without doing a couple of different coats. Now I put some white next down on my palette and I mixed some in. Each one of these is going to be 3 different colors, so each time I go to do another one, I'm going to put more white. So I'm going to end up with 3 different shades of pink on this heart. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a really, really light pink, a fairly light pink. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that on, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I grabbed this stencil that I've had for many, many years, and I'm just going to stencil the word love across each letter of each piece of the wood. So it'll be LOVE on each of the pieces of wood so that it spells love on there. And I'll be right back. Okay, I grabbed my bow maker, and I'm just making a simple bow. I think it's the loop started out at 3 inches. I don't want this to be too big, and I don't want any tails on it. So I'm just going to use paddle wire, and I'm just going to tighten that up so that it is nice and tight. So once I get that all tight, then I'm just going to fluff up all of the loops for this bow. And now I'm just kind of looking at it. I'm putting the jute back in for the holder, and I keep moving it around, trying to figure out exactly where I want it. And I end up putting it on the bottom. It ended up being the best place for it. If I had to put love more to the center, I could have put it on the top, but because I didn't, I'm putting it on the bottom. Okay, this is another heart from the Dollar Tree. You can see where there was a metal love on it. I took that off and I put it on my wreath I made for my door. And I just flipped this over, and I'm putting, I think I ended up putting 2 or 3 coats of the white chalk paint that I made, just because that brown is really quite dark. And so I ended up doing 2 or 3, I'm not sure. I wanted it completely coated on there so that it looked really nice and you wouldn't see any of the brown. Now, after I'm using antique wax. I've never used it before, and I grabbed it from Walmart, and I'm just putting it all over this heart, and I'm using a napkin, and I am just rubbing it and pulling off all of that extra wax. And then I really really liked the way it ended up looking. To me, it looked very, what's the word? Maybe not so old, but antique is what I would call it, more antiqued. So then I have these, after I dry it, of course, I gotta dry it with my hot glue gun, and that's a Darcy hot glue gun, and I think I have it in my link tree, and I'll have the link down in the description box. But if I don't, I will look on my link tree and make sure I do have it. It doesn't take very long when you're using it. And then many years ago, at a store I used to work in, we sold these things called Wallies, and These are beautiful antique looking roses, and I thought this would be a perfect addition to this heart. So I'm getting those out, and they're all exactly the same. But what I end up doing is I start playing around with them, trying to figure out exactly the way I want them to be. And I start just kind of putting them around the edges. And I notice that the leaves are just in my way. So some of the leaves I leave on there, and some of them I end up cutting them off. So I'm going to let you guys watch this process, and I'll be back. Okay, this had like a glue on the back of it, but these are so old, I just went ahead and grabbed my Mod Podge, and I'm just going to Mod Podge over or underneath all of these. And then when I'm done, I'm just going to go over the whole heart and Mod Podge the whole thing to seal it all in. Because Mod Podge is, it's a Deco Podge, but it's also like a glue. And so, because it's very sticky and it binds it and seals everything. So as you can see, I'm still clipping off and just making sure that I get this all done. Now I'm going to let you watch this and listen to some music. When I get those all done, I'm using my heat gun again so I can dry the Mod Podge. And then I'm going to grab these little letter stickers, and I'm going to spell out love never fails. And I'm not looking for perfection on this. I'm going to make it kind of crooked a little bit on purpose. I think that really makes it look really authentic and beautiful, and it looks so high-end even though I make them kind of off. Now I'm going to struggle with these letters a little bit, getting them off of there, but I kind of give myself a little bit of a guide, but I really do not want them all completely straight and lined up. And I'll let you watch this process, and I will be right back. And once I'm done with that, I grab my Mod Podge and I just go over that. I want to make sure that those letters stay adhered to the heart. And if you can please give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, as well as hit that notification bell. If you hit it twice, you can choose to be notified for every single video I put up, or just occasionally, or just for your convenience when you want to. Okay, so I am putting that jute back in there, and that is finished, and I hope you guys really like this. Oh, and do not forget to give me a big thumbs up. And while you're watching this, I just wanted you guys to know, be the Bible that someone reads today. Bye. Stay blessed.